All right, welcome to the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. I'm your man, Big Jack. This is where we prove we are stronger together, that if each one would reach one, we all can grow and glow. I am super, super, super excited today. This is going to be for me, it's a wonderful show. I got a wonderful guest coming on, and I appreciate everybody that's out here with me that's going to support, who is already here supporting. So thank you all for being here on this special, special day. So without holding everything up, I'm gonna go ahead and bring my guest on for this wonderful occasion, and it's a lot of little bells and whistles that was thrown in for this. So I truly thank you for again for being here with me during this time. And let's get this show kicking off. Here come the Iron Sharpening Iron Show.
Hey, Sharon, just wanted to say happy 70th birthday. I'm so happy for you. Some of my kids told me I shouldn't sing, that I should just say happy birthday. So I wanted to say, are we about to do it? Yes, we about to do it. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, dear sister-in-law. Hope it's very enjoyable. Talk to you later. See you soon.
All right, welcome my guest, Miss Shearon Jackson, my mother. Hello, how you doing, Shearon?
I'm just wonderful, Billy Jack. How are you?
Oh,
Big Jack story time.
man, it's so cool to have you on here. Again, we this is it's a birthday celebration for you. It's a time that I put this when this date lined up. I said this would be perfect because of the fact that I can help you celebrate your what is it, your 35th birthday? Which one you going for?
Number 70.
70. Oh wow, congratulations on that.
By the grace of God, number 70.
Well, no, and I'm gonna say you look good. You look good. So
Well, thank you so much, son.
yeah, no, you do, you do. And so I'm glad that you're here. So this is the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. We are live right now. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. We're going to move this over to TikTok, and we'll move it over to Instagram. So and this is what it's all about, and we're here. So I thank you for being a guest on, and we're going to start recognizing people in the chat as they come in. But right now, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Shearon Jackson? I want to know. I mean,
Well, you pretty much already got the point that tomorrow is my birthday, and I will, by the grace of God, be 70 years old. And so I don't know, the words cannot express how excited I am to be crossing over this milestone. So, first thing I want to do before I start talking about myself is just giving all the honor and glory to God for having brought me this far. So, and during that 70 years period, I am the proud mother of a son and a daughter. I have 8 grandchildren and 8 great grandchildren. So eight grandchildren. Yeah, that's right. 8 grandchildren and eight great grandchildren. That's right. And so that's being prosperous and growing by the grace of God.
well,
So
congratulations. I mean, that is good. I mean, the 2 kids and the 8 and all that. So I'm gonna take it if you're saying you're 70, then you were born in 1955.
that's correct.
Okay, so in 1955. So I had to do some research. Okay, so I had to do some research since it's 1955. So in 1955, when you were born, we put it on the screen. A house cost $22,000 in 1955. So in 1955, a house was $22,000. The average income in 1955 was $4,137. Wow. A Ford car ranged between $1,606 to $2,944. A milk was 92 cents in 1955. Gas was 23 cents in 1955. Bread was 18 cents. A postage stamp was only 3 cents. And eggs by the dozen was 61 cents in 1955. So we've come a long way since then. Look how much coffee was. The coffee was more than everything. That's crazy. But I guess where you had to get it from at that time. So in 1955, coffee was 93 cents a pound. And then a half gallon of milk, even though they said it was 92 for the gallon, a half gallon was 43, which is about right. So in 1955, those was the cost of living numbers when you were first started out and started growing up. So that's pretty cool. I had to look at it. I was like, wow, 1955 and how much things were at that time. So now when you think about when you was a kid, so let's talk about the kid, 1955 to before you around your school age time, so elementary school, middle school. What can you tell us about how that was for you?
Well, let's see. I am the oldest girl out of five children. So I have one brother and I have three sisters. Well, I had three sisters. One of my sisters has gone on to be with the Lord. But as a child, my father was in the military, he was in the army, and we did a lot of traveling. So I lived in various places, Kentucky and Texas and Massachusetts and Alaska and
Mhm.
Germany. And so to try to describe my early years as a child, it was somewhat a bit fuzzy because as soon as you would start to get settled into one place, you'd get orders and you'd have to pack up and leave again. I think the longest place I ever remember living at was in Massachusetts. We lived in two different areas in Massachusetts, and so we were probably there for maybe about 3 years. And then when we were in Texas, we were probably in Texas for about 18 months to 2 years. But my father passed when I was 12. He got killed in Vietnam. So up
Mm.
until that uh, time in my life, we literally traveled. Like I said, I just told you the numerous places that I lived at when I was a child. So that pretty much tells you in that 12-year span how often we moved around. So consequently, by moving around so much, um, I felt like I never had the opportunity to really connect long term with anybody until we actually came back here to this area back in 1967. Prior to that time, I can't recall anyone. I have memories of people, but I can't recall anyone that I've kept in any type of communication with during my early childhood. So I feel like having been in the army, with my father being in the army, having moved around as much as we did, I think we lost a lot of that part of my childhood. I listen to people and they talk about how they've been knowing someone ever since they were 2 and 3 and whatever. And the earliest memories that I have of uh, a relationship is once we came back here in 1967, and that's when I started building long-term relationships with people.
Mm. Okay. Well, I mean, I can 101, uh, condolences again on losing yeah, your father, my grandfather. I had never had opportunity to meet him because, like you said, that was before I was even born. You didn't say that, but you said the year, so it was before I was born. But we thank him for his service to the country. And then at the same time, being a military child, a lot of times you do talk to people and they say that, that moving around and you just get a set of orders and you go, you don't really get to make a bond. But you were the oldest of, you said, the girls, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So you're the oldest of the girls and you had three. So once, I guess growing up, you had to be not just a big sister, but maybe like the babysitter and things like that. Is that how it worked?
Well, so prior to my father's passing, uh I my other sister, she had the responsibility of the youngest sister, and I had responsibility of the third sister. So we pretty much, I was to take care of her and she took care of the other. Once my father passed and my mother had to go back to work, on a full-time regular basis, then I pretty much stepped into the picture as the HNIC. They were looking to me for dinner, for advice, to make sure the bills got paid, and so yeah, at during that time, at that time in my life, then I pretty much became the mother while my mother was working.
Mm. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot on a person. And you said how old were you at that time?
So my father passed when I was 12, and we moved. We were at that time we were in Texas, and we came back here to the Washington D.C. area because my father was from Maryland and my mother was from D.C. And so collectively we had a lot of family here. And so with 5 children, my mother came back here to have that family support that is needed when you're trying to raise not one child, more or less 5. So we came back to this area to be surrounded with family.
Okay. Wow. And that's a good thing, to be able to go anywhere where you have more family support and people that can help you out, and if you need that assistance. So it's good to be able to go somewhere where you can link up with more family and that stronger bond in the area. So that's pretty cool. So we're at that time. We're going to definitely go ahead and recognize the people in the chat. This is the Iron Sharpening Iron show. Got this special guest with me, my mom, Shearon Jackson, as we celebrating her 70th birthday. So she's getting ready to turn 70 years old. And in the chat, we got the Brazilian Queen, and we thank you, Brazilian Queen, for being here. Lashana Success is here, and we thank you, Lashana. Blessed to Crochet is here today. The Heavy Hitters Band. So you know who that is, Jack. You know who that is. That's Jay.
Yes.
Yeah, Gloria Graham just came in. So, Gloria. And we're going up the list real quick. Living My Best Life is here. Hello, Echo. Nancy Green is in the house. Hello, Nancy Green. So Nancy Green was the first guest on the Iron Sharpening Iron show. So just want to thank her for helping me get started. So that was the first guest we ever had on the show. And we're going up some more. Edward Johnson, Captain Johnson, how you doing? And thank you for being here today. Amelia Crabb. Did I say it right? I know what to call her. Sarge. That's Sergeant Crabb. Thank you for being here. William Jackson is in the house. So hello, William Jackson. We say again, Darlene Hudson is in the house. Hello, Darlene. And we keep going up to make sure we get everybody as we go through this. Auntie Mickey's Variety Show. And hello, Auntie Mickey. And thank you for being here today. King is in the house. Conga Wad Seahorse is here, and thank you. Ram Zest is here. Dapper PH is in the house, and Caesar, how you doing? And thank y'all for being here for this celebration. We're going to do a quick commercial break, Jack, and then when we come back, we're going to have some more conversation. So we're going to move on to the next question, if that's okay. You good?
All right, I'm ready.
All right, so bear with me as we get this new commercial in. Here we come.
Hey, happy birthday to you. Happy 70th birthday to you. Thank you for all the years of laughs and jokes and heartaches and tears and burning your eyelashes off. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Happy birthday, Grandma. I love you so much. I hope you enjoy your day to the fullest. Thank you for being the rock of our family. Thank you for all that you do for me and everybody else. I hope you enjoy your day to the fullest. I love you beyond words.
Shearon, happy 70 from your sis and mom. Love you.
Happy 70th birthday, Mom. I hope you enjoy your day to the fullest. You are the best mother a girl could ask for, and I love you beyond words. Enjoy your day.
Don't smile.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Grandma.
Love you.
Love you.
Happy 70th birthday, Dad! From Raleigh, Texas!
Hi, Shearon. Cheers to you as you celebrate this milestone birthday. You are a kind and generous cousin,
And I hope that you continue to be blessed richly with many more birthdays. Love you much, Sylvia.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Aunt Shearon. Happy birthday to you. Happy 70th birthday, Aunt Shearon. Hope you have a wonderful day. We miss you. Mwah.
All right, we're back to the Iron Sharpening Iron show.
You're gonna make me start crying.
Oh, don't cry. Don't cry.
Nisi already crying.
Oh, man. Okay. All right. Well, don't cry. Please don't cry.
That's wonderful. That is so wonderful. You know, my I'm not able to get into the chat because it says I have to log in and through my YouTube or something. So, but I just want everyone that's on here to know how much I appreciate them taking the time to come out and help me to celebrate my 70th. That is just so amazing. Thank you so very, very much.
All right. Yeah. And I was going to say, I know you know, when you're new to getting live and going on here, you don't want to push too many buttons and things like that because you don't want to mess up anything.
Exactly. And you know, I don't know what I'm doing, so I don't want to mess up.
Yeah, but it's okay. You're doing a great job. So I thank you for being here on the show with me as we continue to celebrate your 70th birthday. I'm, not only that because you're my mom, but I truly, truly appreciate all that you've done in my life. And as we continue to move on, we're going to talk. So we were going to talk about your teenage years. So can you tell us about your teenage years, if you don't mind?
Okay. So my teenage years. Okay, so I had a lot of responsibility in my teenage years. And so with a lot of responsibility comes a lot of free will and a lot of independence. And I wasn't a really bad child, but I just thought that I had all the answers. And so I kind of did my thing. And my thing brought you.
Oh,
okay. Yeah. So, but I wasn't doing it by myself. When I was a young teenage mother, but I had a lot of support. And so because I had a lot of support, I didn't even miss a day out of school. You were born December the 30th. And when school opened back up in January, I was sitting right there in the classroom. And I still did a lot of things that I probably didn't have no business doing, but I had a teacher to tell me one day he didn't care whether I never came to his classroom. He was still going to get paid. And that really hit home with me when he told me that. I said, you know what? He's right. I'm not hurting nobody but myself. So it opened my eyes up a little bit, and it allowed me to know the importance of focusing and getting that high school diploma because I had a family to take care of. And because I was independent and free will, and I had always been a responsible person, I didn't want my mother or my son's grandmother or my sisters to feel like they had to be there to take care of my child. I wanted to do what I needed to do to take care of my child. So I buckled down, did the minimum to get out of high school. I had an opportunity where I could have gone to college, but I felt personally that what I needed to do was to get a job so that I could take care of my son. And so I didn't go to college. I messed around. I had various jobs, working in some nothing career-wise, just like the Highs and Jiffies and working in the school. And one day I heard about this program where they would teach you how to type and do shorthand. Well, actually, my mother was going to this school for secretaries, and they were supposed to be able to teach you how to type and do shorthand, and you were supposed to be able to get this fabulous job when you got finished with the training. So me and my mother both were going to the school to get the training. When I got finished with the school, I couldn't type like 5 words and couldn't do no shorthand.
Oh, okay.
So I muddled around for about a year, I guess. And then I heard about a program through the county that you could go to for free, and they would teach you shorthand and typing. And so I went to this program. I did fare a little bit better as far as learning how to do shorthand and how to type. And when I graduated from the program, well, while I was in the program, they gave you the civil service exam. And I passed the civil service exam, but it wasn't quite the score that I would have liked to had. And so I went downtown to the Office of Personnel Management. This is still in my teenage years. And I took the civil service exam over again, and I got a much better score. And it was a lady down there at the time. And I saw all these people standing around her and me because I'm nosy. So I went over there trying to figure out what it was all about. Why were they all standing around this lady? And she was reviewing everybody's resumes. And so I gave her my resume. She looked at it and she said, I don't know, but one place that'll take you. These were her words. So she sent me on an interview and I got a job. So that started my federal career.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So God has a way of opening up doors, even when you do everything to keep them closed. So he already knew from day one where I was going to be and what I was going to be doing at that exact time. He put people in your path, in my path, for me to be successful.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, he just saying that that's as a teenager, 'cause I know, of course, you said I was during that time. So we talked about the year you were born, and the year I was born was 1970. So, you had a lot going on at 15 years old, if you want to look at it that way.
I did, and I was still trying to be. I was trying to be a mother, but I was still trying to be a teenager. So there was still a lot of activities and things that were going on in the school. But when I participated in those activities, especially the sports activities, I would take you with me. And so you were like adopted by my classmates at the time. And I was out there cheering and you was out there cheering with me. And so we went to all the basketball games and we went to the football games. And I was even voted the most school spirited in my senior year because that's how much hollering and screaming I would do. And you would be right there with me. So there was even some places that I took you that you didn't have no business being in. I don't know if you remember the time that you broke your tooth.
I do remember. If you want to share the story, we could go ahead, but I do remember.
You probably could tell it better than I can, but yeah.
No, I mean, we was at a adults beverage place is when when I broke my tooth. But yeah, that used to be like your little hangout, I guess. And I know I was with my what's it called, a paternal grandfather, and he like, I'm getting ready to take you home. Like, don't take me home. My mama ain't at home. He's like, where your mama at? She up there. And then I'm talking about the club that you was at. And I'm sitting at the bar, just minding my business. Nobody's messing with me. I ain't messing with nobody. And I slipped off the bar stool and I chipped my tooth. So yeah, I remember. Yeah. But that had to be 74, 70, 73, 74, maybe 75 at the most.
No more. Yeah. Somewhere around in that time period. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's in there. So, but I appreciate the fact that, I know that a lot of people stepped up. I've heard the stories throughout the years, and I think, and there's a support now. Aunt Nisi is still supporting, Aunt Karen supporting, Uncle Freddie supporting. So a lot of people stepped up, and that's what it sometimes that it takes. That's the iron sharpening iron show, and that we are stronger together. And that's 100% where I believe that together we're stronger. We can help each other. We don't have to look at a person and say, hey, look what you did and you knew better and this and that. Okay, it's done. Now what we're going to do about it? Let's make it work. So I appreciate that. So tell me about your first time that you got your first maybe apartment, a house or whatever on your own. Your first
on my own. So I had the job. I was working in the federal government, wasn't making a whole lot of money, but I'm grown and I got 2 children now. And I was living at my mother's house. And I'm like, okay, it's time for me to move out of my mom's house and stand up and be the woman that I thought I was and take care of my children. So I got an apartment not too far, probably like 10 or 15 minutes away from where my mother lived at. And my grandmother was right around the corner. And my grandmother had introduced me to a lady that lived on the next street from me who um, watched my daughter because you were old enough to take care, pretty much watch yourself. But my daughter, your sister, she was too young. And so there was a lady around the corner that watched my daughter while I went to work. And see, God puts people in your life all the time. Because this was my first job. I wasn't making when I went into the federal government, I was a GS2. I don't know if anybody knows about a GS2, but we don't make no whole lot of money. Wow. And so I asked the lady how much was she going to charge me for babysitting, and she said, "You know what you can afford to pay." And so, and literally what I paid her, I don't even remember. It's been so long ago. She pretty much spent that back on my daughter by buying her clothes and shoes and coats. And I mean, God has really put people in my life to help me to achieve. I mean, I didn't have a car. My daughter had to go to school. She went to school, and I literally people would in my family would come. I think the bus picked her up from the babysitters, but the bus didn't bring her back in the evening. So people from my family would come and pick her up in the afternoon from school and bring her back to the babysitter so that I wouldn't have to miss any time off for work. So that was my first place that I lived at. And like I said, my grandmother was right around the corner and my family was like 10 or 15 minutes away. So I still had that community around me to support me. I didn't have a car. My sister had a car. She would come and take me to the grocery store and the laundromat and things of that nature when I needed to do that. But as I worked and I worked hard, I because they back in the day they say you get in the government, that was the best thing since sliced bread. You get in the government, somebody, a lot of people probably wouldn't have their opinion of that right now and the way things are going, but if you got in the government, that was better than sliced bread. And so I got in, I worked hard. I was still partying, I was still doing me. But every hour that came available to work overtime or whatever, I would be there. I would work overtime. I'd make the extra money. And consequently, I moved myself out of the apartment. We had a couple of other places in between that. And because I had you at such an early age, I'm growing and you're growing with me, and I'm learning together. And so I feel like because I had you at such an early age, you were growing with me. So I really was not the parent to you. I was more like the friend because we seemed like we were just going through this together. The trials and the tribulations and the shortfalls and I remember, payday, by the time you got the rent paid and set aside money for transportation, the only thing I could buy was hot dogs, hamburgers, and chicken. Made sure I had cereal and milk. As long as I had cereal and milk, you were happy.
I was good to go.
And bread, yeah, so we could make some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. But look, I don't think I can remember a time when you didn't have a meal. Okay, and I can't remember a time when whatever the needs were, the needs weren't met. But as I worked hard and I grew and I matured, I got to the place where I bought my first home in Baltimore under a first-time home buyers program. And really nice house. I really liked the house. And Baltimore at that time was not such a bad place. But the only thing about Baltimore was it was in Maryland. I worked in DC. I had to come down the Parkway, which was not a bad ride, about 45 minutes, but the traffic was just horrible.
Oh, yeah.
And so after I did this for about 4 or 5 years, I'm like, this was just too much. And so I started looking around and I found the home that I'm in right now. And that's been 30 plus years ago, and I've been where I'm at ever since.
Congratulations. All right. Well, thank you on that. It's funny. It was a little thing when I remember you when you got your government job. I do remember that. And the distance between me, or the time between me and my sister, is 7 years. So you had the government job with my sister, so you didn't have it with me. But if I'm not missing the story right, but at the same time, it was like the little joke of what grade I was in. You were catching me. You were getting the new promotion, going to grade 3 and grade 4 and grade 5, and I was fifth grade and you was sixth, going to grade 6, and I'm so until I had my little stumble, then you were about to pass me. I'm like, wait a minute, because those know the story. I had a 7th grade hustle. It took me a while to get out of that 7th grade, but you got promoted and moved on. So I'm like, I better catch up for you. You graduate over here in the government, but thank you for sharing it. So we make sure we acknowledge the people, and we're gonna have another commercial break. So the source is down there. So hello, source. LaShawna, we say William Jackson made a comment. He's still the same, and laughing. You're talking about that bread, that cereal, milk, everything. Yeah, I love cereal milk. That could just be my dinner. It doesn't need anything. Selena, how you doing? And thank you for being here on the Iron Shopping and Iron Show. Resilient Queen, Auntie Mickey's, hello, and thank you again. Anisha, thank you for being here today. The source, we said that already, and then thank you again. L's Endeavors, how you doing? And thank you for being here. Darlene Hudson made the comment. That's where she started, GS2, and just started laughing. So GS2, Blessed Crochet, and thank you for being on the show or being with us in the chat. Anthony My Time is here. Hello, Anthony My Time, and thank you for being here. Jenny Lee Days, how you doing? And thank you for being here. I know I've seen Walter Jernigan in the house. Hey, Walt, thank you for being here. And as we go on, I don't want to miss anybody, but I know I will. Morgan is in the house. Hello, Morgan, and thank you. Snapback Trishana is here. LaShawna said Niecy Jackson is in the house. Thank you, all of y'all, for being here. And if I do miss anybody, it's not on purpose. We just want to move on, and I'll do my best to make sure we hit everyone. Excuse me. I have been giving out the blue jackets to everybody that's been popping in. So if you don't have one, I'll look and see if I can make sure I get you your blue jacket. But we're going to come back. My Mind Games is just in the house. So hello, Mind Games. So we'll be right back after this short commercial break and on the Iron Shopping and Iron Show.
Hey, Aunt Sharon, it's your nephew Will. Happy birthday. Enjoy your day.
Happy birthday, Aunt Shearon. I hope it's a great one. I hope you feel blessed. I hope you feel loved. And I hope you feel like celebrating all year long, because 70 is a great age to reach. Hope it's a good one.
Happy birthday, Shearon. What's that, 70th birthday? Okay, we go a long way back. Okay, Rico, say happy birthday from our Mellow 1 and our Mellow 2 and Rico. Love you, girl.
Happy birthday, Grandma Jackson. Happy birthday to my birthday month twin. I love you more than anything. And I can't wait to see you for your 70th party. Love you, love you, love you.
Happy birthday, Shearon. Happy birthday, Shearon. Happy birthday, Shearon. Happy birthday to you from me and your girlfriend, Crab.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. I love you and many, many more.
All right, we're back at the Iron Shopping Iron Show. This is your man, Big Jack, and got my guest, Shearon Jackson, my mother. So for years, I've been calling her Jack. So if you hear me say that a couple of times, it's just because, yes, this is Big Jack, but that's Jack. She's been Jack for forever. I've been saying it. Even when I was in high school, that's when they gave me the nickname Billy Jack. And from there, it was Mama Jack. So you've been Jack for a long time. So you just took to it. It's like,
yeah.
People probably think like, who is he talking to? Why are they calling you Jack? But anyway, so But thank you for being here. We had a couple of people give you some birthday shout outs. So those who are in the chat that don't know, this is my mom, and this is her the day before her 70th birthday. So she will turn 70 tomorrow. And we just wanted to have a special birthday shout out and celebration with her. And I appreciate her being on the Iron Sharpening Iron show. And so you already told me about your first job, your first career. So you went on into that story. So, but now we're going to talk about your 35-year-old self. So we're going to divide you in half and say, hey, if I was 35, what advice would you give a 35-year-old person right now? Because now you have the wisdom you can share. So what would you share with a 35-year-old?
Okay, so by the time I've got to 35, I've learned a lot. And one of the things I learned was that putting God first in everything that you do, not letting people deter you from your dreams or for putting you down for the things that they felt like you should have done, but you didn't do. Knowing that the things from the past are stepping stones to the future. So yeah, there were some things that I did that wasn't necessarily on the right track, and some people would say that, well, matter of fact, I had people tell me when when you were born, you're not going to make it. You need to give us that baby. Let us take care of him because he'll be a lot better off. And but I was of the mindset, and of that. You know what? I know that the type of person that I am, and I know that I can do what needs to be done to take care of me and my son. And I know that I wasn't doing it by myself. And so I would say to somebody that was 35, so by the time I was 35, I was probably a GS7, probably a GS7. So we're still not making a whole lot of money, but I had been around enough to see that the key to my success was to keep moving forward, being cognizant of the types of persons that I hung around with, and making sure that I gleaned as much as I could from anybody that was willing to share. I took advantage of every opportunity that came my way as far as going and getting additional training. I never did go to college. Okay. And that's not something that I'm proud of. I encourage any and everybody, if you have the opportunity to go to college, to take advantage of it. But I took advantage of the persons that were around me that had the knowledge and the expertise. And I used that knowledge and that expertise to help me to continue and grow in my career. So that would be one of the things that I would tell somebody at 35. Another thing I would tell somebody is something that I didn't do, is that when we were children coming up, or even young adults coming up, one of the conversations in our family was not about money and the importance of saving money, And so I would tell anybody, I don't care how much money you're making. One thing, if your job offers a 401k, a matching 401k, max it out. Okay. You'll have people say, well, I can't afford to do that. Most of the time that money is taxed right off the top. So by the time they tax it right off the top, you probably will never even miss it in your paycheck. Max out your 401k. And then after you do that, take $25 or $50 and put it in some type of a savings account, just so that you don't have to keep asking to borrow from someone else. Because if you borrow, you got to pay back. You'll never get ahead. If you put $25 or $50 in some type of a savings account, even if you have to go back and get $25, you still got $25 working for you till the next payday come. So take it. I mean, look at what you spend your money on, and look and see if there's something that you can do without. Maybe that cup of coffee, maybe that lunch. Bring you. I mean, you buy the food. Bring your lunch from home. That's money you don't have to spend. If you calling out and Ubering this in and Ubering that in and whatever that them other types of food services are, that stuff costs a lot of money. So if you look at your expenses and how and what you spending your money on, you can find $25 or $50 to try to save to build up on your wealth. Because that's and I'm not saying that you want to be a millionaire or anything of that nature, but I do want to say you want to be self-sufficient. You want to be prepared. I didn't learn that lesson early, and I'm struggling to learn the lesson now, but I'm a lot better now at learning and understanding and knowing that if I deny myself this, I can have something for later. And so I look at different situations that you hear about all of these incidents that go on around all over the world, and how the people, how they when they came out of it, they didn't have anything to fall back on. You don't know what's going to happen in your future, so you need to you can't depend on anybody else to try to take care of you. You got to be able to stand on your own 2 feet and take care of yourself. It's okay to have a community to lean on, but you need to be able to lean on yourself first. So that would be my advice to someone when I'm 35, at 35, and going forward, even before then.
All right, that was some really good advice. I don't know if you finished, but that was really good. So I already know that somewhere in there I'm gonna cut this and clip it, and I'm gonna put that out there. So you're getting ready to become a mini content creator without knowing you're gonna be a content creator. So I'll just give you that heads up right now. So no, that was good. That was good information. Really, because a lot of times you're right. Well, we don't talk about it. And it's almost like it's taboo to talk about your finances and things like that. And it's important to not just your finances, because your health is one of them. Insurance is another one. I mean, so many different topics that can be talked about that we miss, and we don't say the right. I don't say to say the right thing, but it's just like, why are we not having this conversation? Why are we not having a deeper talk about this? Because it's only going to help you in your future, because you're going to get there. You hope that you get there, and then it's like, okay, now that I'm here, I don't have anything to support myself. So I got one for you, Jack. There you go. What is something that I guess as I was growing up, or my sister was growing up, what was something that was going through your mind? How was, what was when you looked at your kids and you saw them, what was the thought pattern? It's like, I did a good job, pat myself on the back. I'm doing a bad job. Let me quit. Or, I mean, I'm not saying quit, but you know what I'm saying? I'm hoping you know what I'm saying. It's like, what was your thought pattern as you looked at us growing up?
Well, you know what? I am super proud of both of my children. Okay. Despite the struggles that we went through together as a family. Okay. Me being a single parent, you know, at one time I worked 2 jobs. So I didn't necessarily spend the kind of time with you and your sister that a parent needed to spend with you, but I had the community that was there for you. And through that community and through uh, being a disciplinarian like I was, threatening you, uh, we made it through. And I never had to, well, let me see. I think maybe one time. I never had to go to jail. I'll go to the jail for anybody.
Wow, wait a minute. Woo, wait a minute.
Yeah. And I don't think I went once we got past, well, no, I got to take that back too. I only had to go to school maybe once or twice. Once for you, maybe
for me?
once.
Okay.
Once
for
for
me,
you,
right.
once for your sister.
Right.
But no, all jokes aside, you guys were not bad kids at all. My sister says something different. But you guys were not bad kids. At least I was. I mean, I'm hearing stories now that I never heard as you were kids coming up. But no, you guys were not bad kids. I'm so proud of you guys. And I mean, you're successful in your career. Your sister is successful in her career, and I have some wonderful grandchildren, some great grandchildren, and I couldn't ask for anything more. My grandchildren, sometimes when I speak, uh, particularly about those things I just talked about, they're like, "Oh, there go Grandma, she preaching again." But I'm not preaching, and if I'm preaching, it's out of love. It's because I the where you're going, I already been, and I just want you to see. I mean, a lot of things you have to learn for yourself. You're not going to understand them if you don't learn them for yourself. But if somebody can kind of guide you and give you some advice of the road that you're taking, then it should be. Oh, look at y'all.
Happy birthday. This from your son.
Oh, look at y'all. Look at it.
For those who don't know, there was a break in there. You say when you could give a person their flowers while they're alive and they're living. So
Oh, look
those
at
are
it.
your flowers. A happy birthday.
Oh, look at it. That
Didn't
is
want to
so
break up.
beautiful.
Look
Thank
what
you.
else you got.
Look.
Oh, got a cake?
Oh,
Okay,
that
all
is
right.
so beautiful. Oh,
Yeah,
y'all gonna
yeah.
really make me cry.
It's from him.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
there you are. There you
thank
are.
you
And
so
again,
much.
this is a birthday celebration for you. I know I'm not right there.
Thank
We
you
will see each
so
other over
much.
the weekend for sure. And I didn't want to take away from what you were saying because it's up, and that's just small. That was just something that while you're on the show, we could see you
Thank
get your
you.
flowers.
That
But
is so wonderful. Thank you so much.
yeah, but happy birthday to you. So
Thank
we're gonna
you.
take we're gonna go through the list real quick and see the people. So those who that's Aunt Niecy for those who trying to see who that's in the background. So you see her Niecy Jackson in the chat. That's Niecy Jackson right there. So that's the
I'm the
sister.
baby of the
So,
bunch.
that's the baby of the bunch, right? Yeah. So my babysitter. So she
Yeah,
babysit
how
me
about
as
that?
I was growing up. So thank you, Aunt Niecy, for taking care of that for me, and Aunt Karen for making that possible because I wasn't down there today. So that was I thank you for y'all helping out. So we got Jenny Lee Days in there, Resilient Queen again. Boogie Time, hello Boogie Time, how you doing? Lashana Success, Els Endeavor, hello. And going up as we go, Auntie Mickey. The Gen X effect is in the house. What's up, Gen X? The Source is here. Aloha Source. Going up again, Brazilian Queen, Anisha. We got you in there, Els Endeavor. I think we already said Sergeant Crab in there, and thank you, Sarge. We keep going, William Jackson again. True. I don't want to keep saying living my best life, Echo, and thank you for being here. I'm working on the thing, so I'm trying to not say that. So Karen Jackson's in the chat. And then we keep going up. Mind Games is here. And trying to go up there and see her. Snapback Trishana. Thank you, Snapback, for being here. I know Dapper PH is in the house, and thank you, Dapper, for being here. Carolyn Criswell. Hello.
Chriswell.
Criswell.
That's Donut.
Oh, Donut. See, yeah. Who knows that name? I don't know that name. Donut.
Donut.
Hello, Gloria Graham. Hello, Gloria. How you doing? I know that person. Hey, look at that. Look at that. All right. And Selena. Hello, Selena. Thank you for being here. We keep going up, and if we hit them all, I know the heavy hitters here. Captain Johnson's in the house. Walter Jernigan's in the house. And I don't want to miss anybody, and I definitely don't want to miss anyone. Darlene Hudson is here. And we thank you all, Anthony Time. We thank you all for being here on the Iron Sharpening Iron show as we celebrate, and you're helping me celebrate my mom, Shearon Jackson. And it's funny for me to say it because I would never call her that. But that is my mom. And thank you for helping me celebrate her 70th birthday. And she looks good for 70 years old. I got to say that. She wears it well. She wears it well. So thank you, Jack. So we're going to hit this quick commercial. And we'll be right back on the Iron Sharpening Iron show. So,
Happy birthday, Grandma Jackson. We love you.
Hi, Shearon. Happy birthday. May you enjoy your milestone 70th birthday to the fullest.
Happy birthday, Shearon. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, cuz.
Happy birthday, Shearon.
Pray you have many, many, many more healthy, happy, prosperous years.
Yes, and may the Lord bless you with everything that you need and everything that you want.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear cuz. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
Hi, we're back on
Oh,
the
that
hard
is
side.
just so wonderful. I'm just so overwhelmed. I can't believe that you guys went through all this to help
Oh,
celebrate my
I had
70th
help. I
birthday.
had help. I had help. So I made a phone call and I reached out to Anisi and I
Mhm.
said, "Hey, this is what I need you to do." So she reached out to everybody, put it out there, and they sent me the videos in. And it was others that wanted to, and other things came up. But regardless, we already know that you are loved. You've done such a wonderful job for the family. It's not like, you said you started this journey at 13, 14 years old, and then you had me, and it kept on going. So I can't thank you enough for being the parent that you are. The just I know I wasn't the easiest child to raise. I know I wasn't. I know I gave you some heartache and pain, and at the same time, and I know we grew up together. We really did. I was growing and you were growing, but at the same time, at no time did I feel that you wasn't in my corner. At no time did I feel that you didn't have my best interest at heart. And I can only say thank you for that. I mean, without a doubt, because it's because of your push, it's because of that drive and that example that you gave me that allowed me to even be even here and standing on this stage, because I saw it. I saw a person. So you made the comment that you was a single parent, and that came up. So I'm gonna talk about this for a second as because a single parent would be like you were by yourself, but you wasn't by yourself. So how would we define single parent? Is it like you wasn't married, or were you married? I don't know. Were you married?
No, I wasn't married.
Okay,
And
okay.
I guess when I say single parent, I wasn't single to the extent that I was raising two children by myself. But when I was inside the house with the doors closed, it was just me, you, and your sister. You know what I'm saying? So, in that respect, I guess that's where the word single parent comes from. And no time was I ever by myself. I always had a village. Okay. There was always people in my life that helped me to guide you and your sister. You know, my sisters, because I'm the oldest, so I never had to worry about a babysitter because they couldn't go nowhere, couldn't do nothing. So, so they could stay home, take care of the kids. Okay, and then my mother. So and then your grandmother and your grandfather. I never lacked support. Never, ever did I ever feel like I was taking this journey by myself. And it's because of the fact that I never felt like I was taking this journey by myself that I constantly remind myself of where I came from and the fact that I didn't have to do it by myself. And that's the reason why I strive or want to be so supportive of my family, because they were always there for me. They've always been there, always still are always there for me. There's not a thing that I can ask for or anything that I need that's not taken care of. So I mean, I couldn't ask for anything more.
I
So
mean,
so that they say a single parent because I wasn't married, but I was never a single parent.
right. No, and again, I don't want to take anything away from the fact. I know. I mean, I was there. I seen the hustle. I seen your struggle. I know about the two jobs and all of those things, and still trying to have a life. I mean, you still wanted to go out. You were young. It's like you didn't want to be bogged. And I don't say bogged down, but it's just the fact that we sometimes you look at it. You got a young kid that's demanding, that needs this and needs that, and I was saying needs in the fact that I was a an athlete when I got to a certain point. So now I want to play on the weekends. I want to be on this team. I want to be in this sport. I want to go to this camp, and I want to do those things where I don't know where you got it from. I really don't. I don't know how you did it. But like you said, I never went a day without a roof over my head. I never went a day without clothes on my back. There was always food on the table, and and I had a good life. When I got hurt, I went to the doctors. It wasn't, self-medicate and roll yourself around, you be all right or whatever. I actually went to the doctor, and I know I played and I got hurt. So I got real injuries, and it was easy for you just to say, "Hey, let's go and get this checked out." When I needed dental work, dental, you did that. And the part I want to say the most to all of this is, even though we were close in age, I mean, we're 15 years apart in that aspect right there. But you was my friend, but we knew the distance, we knew the difference between you and my mom. So you didn't do the friend thing, and when I needed to be corrected, you corrected me. When I needed to be straightened out, you straightened me out, and I appreciate that because that's what I needed. You could have been a soft, they say the soft skills, or the timeouts wasn't enough for me. So I took timeouts on the football field, and that just meant I took a little break and go out there and do the same thing. But when I needed to be corrected, you corrected me, and I appreciate that now. And I'm sure my kids that's in those chats, so they appreciate it too, because those things, I not so much pass it down like I'm a big bully or whatever like that, but at the same time, you helped me become a man, even though you wasn't a man, and that I needed that. So I thank you. I thank you. I know I wasn't saying thank you when you was correcting me at the time, but I say thank you now because it helped. It helped. Some of the sayings and some of the things that you said, it sticks. It's stuck in my head forever. I can do bad by myself. It's like I'm talking to that wall. It's going in one ear, coming out the other. And saying all the things, I remember them like they were yesterday. But it's
Well,
just,
you know what?
yeah.
I think that as parents, we have a responsibility. And my responsibility was to grow you into, God gave you to me for a season. And it was my responsibility to get you through that season. And I couldn't do that being your friend. I had to at times be stern because I didn't want to be looking over you, because I didn't do the things that I was supposed to do as a parent, as a mother. And I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't in this journey by myself. I had a lot of help. But I know that I had to step up to the plate, just like my mother had to step up to the plate and pull us through. So I think we grew up together, and we struggled together. But I know that ultimately it was my responsibility to make sure that you got what you needed to cross over. So I just thank God for him putting uh not making the struggle hard, for me having the people in my life. And you weren't a bad child. You really weren't a bad child. I mean, we all do mischievous things, but you weren't a bad child. And so I was blessed with look, I tell anybody, my kids were nothing like me. Okay. And so that was a blessing. My kids were nothing like me. So God truly blessed me with some wonderful children. So I just thank you for being who you are.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I love you. I
I
really
love
do.
you too,
Thank
baby.
you.
I love you
And
too.
happy birthday to you.
Thank
So we're at the end of the show, believe it or not.
Oh, okay. See, that
So
wasn't too
normally,
bad.
no, it went too fast. No, you did a wonderful job. So normally this is how we're gonna go. This is the Iron Sharpening Iron show, and then we have the after show, and we got some special guests that we gonna have here with us, and we're gonna have a deeper conversation. Some about what you talked about. We still we're celebrating your birthday, but it is also National Women's History Month, and we want to make sure that we talk about some of the history of that women have that provided or showed throughout history, or the history of women throughout the world, and I want to recognize that as well. So I definitely we got some guests, so we're going to go into the after show. So I'm gonna run a quick commercial, It is no more birthday shout outs. I can tell you that right now. So we're going to run a quick commercial because we're going to be promoting the next show, the We Be Jamming show. We'll drop that commercial and then we'll come back and we'll be on the after show. So stay tuned for this commercial and I'll see you in a minute. So let me make sure. Whoa, stop talking to yourself.
Get ready to groove to the rhythm of excitement as We Be Jammin' Live takes you on a thrilling musical adventure. With a spin of the wheel, our talented musicians spin into action, bringing you an unforgettable experience of music, energy, and entertainment. From classic hits to modern tunes, our talented artists will have you singing along and dancing to the beat. So, sit back, relax, and let the music take you on a wild ride. Do you have what it takes to be one of the 5 to be on the next We Be Jammin' Live?
All right, we're back on the Iron Sharpening the Iron show, and now we're going to turn this into the after show. So give me 1 second. So there we go. Change it to the after show. Now we're on the after show. And they got my special guest with me, my mom, Shearon Jackson. This is her 70th birthday celebration. And we got some special guests that we're going to bring to the stage to help us celebrate in a deeper conversation. And at the same time, we're going to be doing some, deeper, again, conversation. So, hey, so give me 1 second as we get these special guests up on the stage. And let me get y'all up here. So give me 1 second. All right, so we have Miss Nancy Green up on the stage and living my best life at 60.
Hello.
That is Echo. Hello, how you doing?
Good. Thank you for having me back, Big Jack, and happy birthday, Miss Shearon.
Thank you so much.
We're close to the same age, so I can relate to just about everything you were talking about.
All right.
Except I had my babies when I was old. That's the difference.
Oh.
Yeah. So those who don't know, we got Miss Nancy Green up here, and we got, of course, Echo with us, living my best life. And Echo, I seen you already went live. Or you're live on your channel.
Yes.
Okay. So, and Nancy, if you want to, you can go live on your channel if you want to go live. So you're able to do that. And
Well, I don't know how.
so it's funny because I've been a guest, and when you're a guest, you don't really get that opportunity to do it. So I'm not sure. So maybe Echo can tell you how to do it. So we got one more that's going to come on the screen. So on the scene, let's get her up here. And there she is. Snapback Trishana. How you doing, Snapback?
I'm well. Hello, hello. Happy.
Hi.
Okay, I'm missing something to make sure. Yeah, there we go. That's better.
Okay.
Hello, Snapback. How you doing?
I'm well. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Jack, Miss Jack.
Yeah. So I thank you all for being here, being on the show with me, helping me celebrate. So we know it's National Women's History Month, and some of the things I wanted to go over with you because, and not, it just getting a different light on it, getting a different, I would say, feel of some of the things that you experience. I don't know if y'all was in the beginning of the show, and I put the prices up of when my mom was born in 1955 and how much has changed in that time. So, so those are some of the things that wanted to make sure that we was able to do. I'm gonna put the link in the chat because I also had one more guest that was supposed to come up, and this is one of the things that's hard, Jack. If you didn't know, is that only way that you can give the link is to have to either a phone number to text it to them, or you can have to have the email address to email it to them. And when you're dealing with a lot of content creators, a lot of people through YouTube, we don't know each other like that. And because you don't know each other, it's hard to get that contact information that you need so that you can bring them on. So I'm going to drop this one in there. And I hear feedback from some. I'm not sure who's the feedback, but there's some type of feedback, but it's
There
okay.
was my garage door opening, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, that's what it sounded
Sorry
like.
about that.
No, there's no problem. Okay, no, I hear it. I'm just making sure it wasn't me. So, Auntie, if you can click the link and come on in, you're more than welcome to come on up here on the show. So I got the wheel. So, and those who know my show, see my show, there's the wheel. And when the wheel spins, wherever it stops, we're going to have a conversation about wherever it's on. So if that's okay with y'all. Now, before we get started, did anyone have anything that they want to share that was talked about that Mama Jack had already talked about or said, if anybody?
I definitely agree. It takes a village to raise children. And I'm so glad that you knew that and understood that and allowed that to happen. I think our young people today think they have to do it all themselves, and they don't realize there are plenty of people out there that are willing to support and help them.
Yes. Well, I talked about earlier about being my father being in the military, and so consequently, there were often times when he would go ahead of us to wherever the new base was, and it would just be us and my mom, and it was a struggle because she didn't have that village,
Right.
when we were coming up, and I tell the story all the time about my mother, and she she was a very strong woman. You had to be a strong woman because she had 5 children, and then she was a widow when she was 35 years old, and so she had 5 children that she had to take care of. So you needed to have that village, so that's the reason why we came back to this area so that she wouldn't have to go through all of that by herself, because up until that time, with my father, it was her that had to pack the house and get the kids ready and make sure we all got through the airport safely. And, so yeah, you definitely have to have a village.
All right. Well, thank you. So Auntie Mickey is up here. I know she stepped right off the stage, but she's on the panel right now. So I got some wonderful people up here, some great content creators. Auntie Mickey's Variety Show, Snapback Trishana, Nancy Green, and Living My Best Life at 60 Echo. So, and of course my mom, Shearon Jackson. So we're definitely going to have some fun with this, I believe, because not so much fun, but we're going to learn a lot. I am anyway. So I appreciate that. And hello, Auntie Mickey's, how you doing? And thank you for being here.
Hi.
All right, so real quick, can we, if you don't mind, where's everyone located? So that way we can see how different we are in all the different places. So Auntie Mickey's, where are you located? Can you hear me?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
No, I'm saying, where are you located? What state are you in?
Seattle, Washington.
Washington. Snapback, what state are you in?
I'm in Minnesota.
Minnesota. Nancy Green.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia. Echo.
I'm in Hahira, Georgia.
Okay, all
South
right.
Georgia.
Mama Jack.
I'm in Prince George's County, Maryland.
Maryland. Okay, so we're all over the place. So it's not like we're standing on top of each other and we all know the same thing. So, all right. So with that being said, we know we're all over the place. I'm gonna bring the wheel out. So give me a second. Give me 1 second to get the wheel up here. And I got it here. All right. So there's the wheel. Everybody see the wheel?
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna spin the wheel, and then we're gonna come up with a question for it. So give me a second. All right, there it is. There you go. Okay. I don't know. All right. So the wheel says your dream job. So and the question, I guess, would be if there was no restrictions. So I know through the years, especially for women, it wasn't as even and equally yoked as far as the careers and all that you could have. So your dream job, if there was no restrictions, so there was nothing blocking you, nothing stopping you from doing whatever you wanted to do, what would have been your dream job? And I'm gonna say, Echo, we're gonna let you go first.
Well, mine would have been easy because I would have been a teacher.
Okay. All right, teacher. All right, teachers. That's a good one. I like teaching. All right, Nancy, what you think?
Well, I was always more of a tomboy and liked cars and mechanical stuff, but it was frowned upon for girls to hang out in garages and do stuff like that. So I probably would have enjoyed something more mechanical, or maybe something in the because I took that test in school, that tells you what you're interested in, and it came out that I would be a good lineman for the phone company. So I don't know. I'm not sure I would have chosen that one, but maybe something along the more mechanical lines.
Okay. All right.
I did the secretarial job. That's why, Shearon, I was kind of relating to what you said. I did learn how to type. I was a great typist. And, that's nobody needs that anymore. But I did that. I knew how to run an office, and that paid my rent for many years. So I was thankful that I did have that to fall back on.
All right, that's cool. And thank you. Snapback, what would you say? What'd you think? You want to mute? Yeah.
I was shaking my head, Big Jack. What I would have been, several jobs I would have done. There's several jobs I have done, but I wanted to go in the military, and also wanted to be a deputy sheriff. And I couldn't do neither one. So,
Right.
and as Nancy said, she wanted to be a teacher. I wanted, and I liked it home economics when I was in school. No, I lied. I liked it woodwork when I was in school, but my teacher wouldn't let me because girls were supposed to do home economics. I still don't do housekeeping very well.
Yeah, and I think it was Echo that said she wanted to be the teacher. But yeah, so that's living my best life. But yeah, and I'm gonna go into Auntie real quick. Auntie Mickey, what was your dream job?
Oh my God. I wanted to be an actress, a singer. I'm glad I didn't go to Hollywood. That's all I can say.
Okay, nothing wrong with that.
Hollywood now.
Yeah. So, Mama Jack, what'd you think?
Well, I
What
never
was my
wanted to be
dream?
a teacher, but people often told me that I should have been a teacher, but I always wanted to be a lawyer.
Ooh, that's
So,
a good one.
yeah, I always wanted to champion for someone.
Right.
So, I had a supervisor tell me one time I needed to mind my own business, but
Oh.
I just felt like I needed to be in that person's corner.
But now we're talking about the dream jobs, and I just want to, I want y'all to be real with me. Was it different because of being a woman or being a female, especially in the 70s and 80s and all, and saying that's not. I know Nancy, you made the comment that's not what boy or girls do. So and Snapback saying the same thing. They won't let you do wood shop,
Yeah.
but you can do home ec. So
Right.
what was that like? I mean, what was the I'm asking because I wouldn't know. I couldn't, I don't know what you're saying, not so much saying, but what you're feeling. So I'm just trying to get a feel on what was that. If anybody want to talk on that,
Well,
Well,
for
I
me,
also never. I'm so
go
sorry.
ahead, Nancy. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I wasn't ever trying to be a boy or anything like that. But I just like naturally enjoyed mechanical things, and I guess that probably did pay off when I did do office jobs because they always called on me to unclog the printer and stuff. The copy machine, the Xerox machine, and so I don't know. What was the question?
it was more of what was it? How difficult it
Oh,
was because of the
because of being
restrictions,
a woman, yeah.
right?
Yeah, because back then, you were expected to just be, I don't know. It's like Trishana was saying, like in high school, I wanted to take shop too, but they wouldn't even let girls take shop.
Mm.
You had to take home ec, as your elective, and you weren't even allowed to take shop. I wanted to make a birdhouse. But anyway, yeah, and it took a while for that to change, and
Right.
I think the things I hear now, even from my daughter in her field, she still is struggling with some of those issues. So it's
Wow.
still a thing.
No,
Yeah.
and
No.
thank you. So Echo, I know you was going to say something.
I was just going to say, I was born in 63. So I was in school, in the 70s. And it really was never said like, oh, you could go to college, you could be a doctor or a lawyer or whatever. It was basically, you're going to find a husband and have babies. So you need to know how to take care of the home and take care of the children, that kind of thing. I don't ever remember like having career counseling or anything where anybody really said, here are what opportunities there are for you in the job field, so to speak. And I know my parents really, didn't push me into a certain career or anything either. So with my daughter, I was like, no, you get a career, not just a job. You get an education, you get a career, and do something that you're going to enjoy doing so you can do it all of your life.
Oh, wow.
I had several different jobs and different careers, over the years because I didn't really ever have a focus.
Right. Now and I'm gonna ask you, is there a difference between a job and a career? I mean, do you look at it as
Yes.
different?
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
do. I do.
Right. Auntie Mickey, you got anything on that one?
I just work when I can.
Well, I
I'm
think
glad
a
to have a
job,
job.
it may pay the bills and it may,
I would think
put food
so.
on the table, but a career it allows you to grow.
Yes.
It's more than just paying the bills and putting a roof over your head. I think that with a career, there's some fulfillment there of what you've accomplished. And so, like I was on my job for my career, different fields. I moved around. I didn't stay in the same area, but I was in the federal government, but it allowed me to move and to grow. And so I felt like I made a contribution.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you all for that topic. So let's see if we can go somewhere else on the wheel. And unless anybody else got anything they want to share on that topic before we move on.
I would like to say I did take woodwork, but they wouldn't let me use the tool. But now I can use my own tools.
Okay, all right. So wait a minute. Okay, well, look, thank you, Snapback, for throwing that in there and putting that piece in there. And and I'm gonna say it's a shame, but it's just the fact that we that they even say that you got the fact that just because this is how society looks at a person, that you can't do this or can't do that, and that shouldn't be, but that's how it was. And the point is, and Nancy, I think you said it, that it's still like that today, and we still having issues with that. So thank you for sharing that part with me. Let's see if we can get the wheel back up real quick, and give me a second. All right, give me 1 second. All right, it's back up, and let's see where we can hit the next subject. Ooh. All right. So health. The next subject on here, this next thing that came up was health. And that right there can be a touchy subject sometimes. It can be. So I guess the question would be, is it important to share with others some of the things you experience, especially talking about health? I mean, there's people that don't even get health insurance. They don't even get it because, like I say, the job don't pay enough to cover health insurance and cover all my bills and things like that. So what is your thought pattern on that as far as when it comes to your personal health, your children's health, or anyone else's health? What do you think about that? And I'll start with I'm gonna say Nancy on this one, please.
Okay. Well, I didn't have any health insurance until I turned 65, and then I got on Medicare. And so now I just have basic Medicare. I never go to the doctor. Was blessed with pretty good health. Don't have any problems. My blood pressure's normal. I'm not diabetic. So I just try to eat healthy and keep moving. I just try to keep moving. So yeah, I'm 66. So I just try to keep moving and eat fruits and vegetables.
Right. Wow.
That's basically my health plan.
Wow. And I guess, well, not a guess, but it worked. And that's amazing just to say until you, yeah, that's amazing to hear that.
I just manifest health. I just refuse to, I'm very rarely, knock on wood, very rarely sick. I just refuse to get sick. I did break my foot last June. That kind of put me up for a while, got me kind of out of shape, put on weight. So I'm starting to rebound a little bit from that now and get better. But I did go to the hospital with that. But yeah, that's the only time I go is if something like that happens. Or I have a baby or something, and I'm not going to be doing that anymore. So.
Look, I'm not going to say anything. That's not for me to comment on that one. Leave that alone. Yeah. So let me see. Auntie Mickey, health insurance, health.
Well, I'm insured by my husband's employer. So I'm grateful for it. I'm 62 years old and I feel 72. So I'm grateful for it.
Okay. So do you think it's important for someone, say a younger person, I got the option to pay my bills I got the option to get, have a little bit more in my check or get health insurance. So what would you say?
I wouldn't gamble that. I wouldn't gamble that at all. Keep that health insurance at all costs because you know you're going to need it.
Okay. All right. Good advice. Good advice. Echo, what you got to say?
Well, I worked for a family-run business when I was younger, and I did not have any kind of health insurance. They didn't really offer any benefits. And I ended up going to work for Walmart for the sole purpose of getting insurance. And back then, you could work 28 hours a week and be considered full-time and get full benefits. So I did that. and eventually left the other job and worked full time at Walmart. But I had short term disability, long term disability, and health insurance, accident insurance. I had any insurance they would, give us. And I ended up getting hurt and it wasn't on the job. So I couldn't get workman's comp. But because I had short term disability, I was able to be off work with that. And then when you have long term disability, they will try to help you get on Social Security disability so that they don't have to pay anymore. And so eventually that's what I ended up doing, getting on regular disability. But if I had not had those short term and long term disability insurances, I would have been at 52 out of a job and no insurance or anything like that.
Right.
So with my daughter, she's a school teacher, and I made sure from her very first job that she got everything they offered, life insurance, and got it for her husband, for her baby, everything, because you never know. And like your mom was saying earlier, when you have that money going into your 401k or taken out for insurance, you don't miss that money if you never had it to begin with. And that money is just investing in your future. So yeah, I always tell my daughter, you get everything is so much cheaper on a group plan through a business than to get private insurance anyway. So
That is true. That I would say that's true. If you have if the job offers it and you can take it, I would say that's a good move right there.
yeah,
So snap back before we go to Mama Jack. So snap back. What you think on that topic?
I I think for me, insurance is good, but health is wealth. So taking care of yourself, even with insurance, you have to still take care of yourself. Eat healthy and different things. I've had the opportunity to have insurance over 20 years. Like Echo said, no, living the best life. Echo, yeah, Echo said that. I had one job. I had long term insurance, and then the job where I was at now, we had insurance, and we've had good insurance and um, health saving plans. I did that also. So when I went to the doctor with my prepaid, I was able to pay with that because is money that you get to use without being taxed for it. So I loved it at that point. Eyeglasses, and then all kind of other medical things. But the best thing to have is take care of your health. But in America, you need insurance.
Yeah. Now, Jack, before we come to you, I want to put this post up that Selena put up, and right there. It's so interesting to hear how insurance work over there. Here in Australia, we all have access to free health care, and then you can pay for private if you choose for more specific or higher insurance. So that is a difference of just a different country just saying that there's free health care where here you're talking about paying, and it's some people pay top dollar for insurance, especially the family plans and things like that. So, Jack, do you have anything you want to add to that?
Well, what I would add is that I'm an advocate for insurance, life insurance, health insurance, maintenance plans. Okay, because you never know where you're going to find yourself from day to day. And I know that when you were in high school, you got injured and broke three vertebrae in your back. And if I hadn't had insurance, I mean, you went to a top notch doctor, a sports medicine doctor that was for the Washington Redskins at the time. And though that type of physician is a lot more costly than just your normal go to the clinic type physician, but because you were able to get that kind of care, um, it opened up doors for you to be able to continue on and go to college and go through the military and to be where you are right now. And it was because we had insurance and I didn't have any out of pocket expenses for that. And it's the same thing when even now, since I've been retired, I still have, even before I was able to get on Medicare, I still had my insurance from the job and I slipped on the ice and I broke my ankle, but my insurance covered everything, even down to me getting a knee scooter so that I was able to get around until I was able to get back up on my feet. So you don't know. I mean, good health is wonderful, and I think we all should strive for good health. And I, but you never know what's going to happen from day to day, and what kind of position you're going to find yourself in. And so to have a a backup, something that's going to that you're going to be able to lean on, like insurance, uh, you can't. To me, you can't ask for anything better.
Yeah, and it's a I don't say it's a shame, but I'm just want to add into this, and maybe you can all tap in because some things they require you to. So if you get a car, they're going to make you get insurance. If long as you got a title, or if it's not paid for, you got to have insurance. Your home, you get insurance, and but with your health, there no one making you have insurance. They're not making you have it. But like I say, if you get sick or get injured or whatever happened, and it's like, okay, who's going to pay this bill when it comes? And the bill's going to come. It's going to come. I mean, I complain over the copay, so I already know if I had to pay the rest of it, just what it's going to be, because I'm like, what, $40? But I know when I see the bill come in and say how much the insurance covered, I'm like, wow, thank you. Because that just been crazy if I had to pay that out. So, and then it got a little bit better because and I don't know if all of y'all didn't experience that. I don't know, we might have, but like now, like I was able to carry my kids until they would turn 26, and that was a little bit different than when they were cut off at 18 or 21 and things like that. So those extra years helped them to be able to get themselves more established and not worrying about that extra bill of insurance. So that was definitely a big move and a help that came through on that. And I thank y'all for that, touching on the subject. Is there anything else we want to add to that subject at all? And thank you, Jack. It was only two vertebrae. I didn't break three of them. I broke two
Okay,
of
well,
them.
it was enough of them. That's all I know.
Yeah, and I thank you because if you didn't know, we went to a lot of doctors before we found the one that did the surgery. Matter of fact, the first doctor we went to just wanted to remove the vertebrae. He's like, we can remove them and put artificial in, and you won't ever be able to play football again. And I'm like, well, what I want that for? And I play football. He's like, well, you can play basketball. And I'm like, look at me. I'm not. I'm 6 feet tall. Look at me. And my mom is what? Not 6 feet tall. So don't ever play basketball, Doc. So you're like, come on, what do you leave? And then it's funny because I want to share this little quick story. We went to Children's Hospital next because I'm still in high school. So I'm under 18. We go to Children's Hospital. But the last time I was at that hospital, I probably was like 12 years old. So they're looking at this 17-year-old football player, and they thinking the records are showing me as a 12-year-old. So they thought I was 12. So these doctors and nurses all peeking around the door pointing at me because they thought I was still 12 years old. They're like, look at that kid. That kid's huge. They're like, I'm not 12. What the heck? But anyway, but that's just funny how they didn't update the record enough to know that I wasn't 12. So but anyway, Auntie, you got anything you want to add to this?
No, I'm having a hard time hearing, so I'm just trying to listen to the conversation.
No, I got you. I understand. I appreciate
It's
it.
overlapping a lot, so.
Okay, all right. So I'm sorry. I apologize to you on that.
That's okay.
Yeah. And let's see if we can get here one more question in, and then as we go on, let's see if we can get something else up on the board. Yeah, that's a good one. Movies. All right. So when you were, any one of y'all remember the first movie y'all went to go see? The first movie you went to go see as a first movie. So regardless of what it was, can you remember your first movie?
Oh my God.
Your first movie?
The one, yeah, that I went to religiously, yes.
Okay, they can hear you. I have no clue.
Yeah,
And I
okay.
do remember that back when I was going to the movies, I think it was like 50 cents to get in. I had no clue as to what the movie was.
Okay, no problem. So 50 Cent to see the movie. Do anyone remember their first movie they went to go see?
I think
Okay.
I think my first. Okay, somebody else.
No, it's you, Auntie. It's you.
Okay, I think the first movie I ever saw was Blackula.
Blackula. Wow.
Blackula.
Hmm. Okay. Wow. That's yeah. Okay.
I'm telling my
Anybody else?
age.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna say that, but I remember that movie. I remember seeing it, and I don't know it was my first.
Probably
Anybody else?
Godzilla, something like that. Tarzan, Hercules, yeah, something like that.
Mm.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't know. I think what was that movie with the guy on the building? What was that?
King Kong.
Spider-Man.
King Kong, yeah, something like that.
King Kong.
Or the
Yeah.
dragons fighting each other. What was that? Something like that.
Godzilla.
Yeah,
Godzilla.
yeah, something like
Godzilla,
that.
So
yeah.
monster movies. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
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 Mothra.
yeah, Mothra, yeah, something,
Mothra.
yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, and I'm asking because I'm just learning about it. So, was the news and all of that part of the movie? Did you actually see like clips or? Because I know Jackie
No,
was saying that.
no.
Huh?
My first movie, I not remember it, but we was in a. I remember the car. We was in a station wagon with a lot of children going to the movie. What you call it? The
The
movie in the car.
drive-ins.
The drive-in.
Driving, yeah.
Yeah,
Drive-in theaters. That's all
Yeah.
I
yeah,
remember. I don't remember what I seen, but it was a lot of us.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
They
And they
played
used to charge by the
cartoons.
carload.
They would play cartoons before the movie at the drive-in.
Cartoons, yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
So there would be a cartoon before the movie started, and then they would
And the
so
movies were usually double features.
double features.
You usually
Okay.
got
All
to
right.
two movies. Yeah.
Right, right. Okay. All right. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Because a lot of times we see movies, older movies and all, and they'll be showing the news from maybe the war that was going on and things like that. And I would just, I'm asking because I wasn't there.
I remember
Uh,
that, Jack.
huh?
I remember what you're talking about.
Right, right. And that's why I'm just more asking, was it like that? So, and I guess popcorn was still the thing, the snack of choice or whatever at the movies. So
Yeah.
okay, all right. So it's funny because Jackie getting ready to turn 70 years old, but that's the same stuff it is today. There's no different in that right there. The price is different.
Oh, the
I was
price
gonna
is
say,
absolutely
yeah.
different.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
a huge difference. What did y'all think when we put up the clip? When we put it up, and those who wasn't here in the beginning, if y'all didn't see it, I'm gonna put it back up on the screen, but and see what y'all think about that. Those are the prices from 1955, and so the house at $22,000. That's in the eggs. That was one of the big ones I was looking at. 61 cents for a dozen of eggs
What about
in
the gas?
1955.
Gosh,
Gas
23
23 cents a
cents.
gallon. Yeah.
Mm.
So that was in 1955. So of course it went up as time go on, and if you're not from 55 and you move on, but it's just the fact that there was a time that it was like that, and those were some
Some of those costs, the house's cost is like 20 times higher now than it was 70 years ago.
right, right. Yeah.
And the eggs is probably the same way.
Yeah. It's funny because think about it though. In 70 years, look at the difference in the postage stamp.
Yeah.
Because I don't know I really don't know because I haven't mailed anything. How much is a stamp now?
It's 70 some cent.
70 cents. Okay. So
Yeah, it's 70. I think it's like 73 cents or something like
so
that.
in a year, in 70 years, it has not crossed the dollar mark. Nothing on this list is in that same situation. You know what I'm saying? So that look how much that stamp is. And a lot of people complain about post office and postage stamps and things like that. But imagine what that stamp allows you to do, and it's still less than $1 if you look at it that way. Because you can mail a stamp. You can mail a letter from one end of the United States to the other end. That person could have moved. They will find that person and get it to them. And if they don't, they'll send it back to you, and it's still less than $1. So if you think about it like that, that's one way I always look at the stamp and how powerful it is. But y'all got time for one more question? One more, Will? Okay. And I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all being here. and sharing this time with me. Jackie, you okay?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna throw one more up here on and get y'all here, and I appreciate it. So we'll try one more. See if you can get something with a little deeper on it. Ah, shoot, that's not fair. Sports. Okay, and the only reason, well, not only reason, that's on there, because I know, Mama Jack, you was a fan at one time of a team in the Washington D.C. area. So I'm gonna ask you about your team, and then I'm gonna see if there's anyone else who gets into or have a favorite team or anything like that in sports, or it might not be that sport. So, what's your favorite sport if you have one, and your favorite team?
My favorite sport is football. I'm a diehard Washington Commanders fan, and even when I was in high school, it was my brother played football, and I was at all his games. I was a statistician for the boys basketball team when I was in high school, but I only did that so I could go to the games for free. And but then my son played football when he was in high school, and I went to all his games that I could make it. And then he went away to college, and I would ride 4 or 5 hours to try to get down there to his home games. So I'm an avid. I'm a. I like college basketball because I think the guys put a lot more heart into it than professional basketball. But I love football. I get really depressed, kind of like when the football season is over with, because I got to wait till late August before I can get some more football.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
well, that's a good one. Echo, is there anything up there?
I was going to say that when I was a teenager, we could play softball, but you couldn't play on the little league team, the baseball. That was strictly for the boys. But I am a Atlanta Braves baseball fan.
Oh, well, coming out of Georgia, I can see that. Atlanta Braves. Okay. Not a problem. Nancy?
I don't know anything about sports, but I did karate when I was young.
Look, that's a sport in itself, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I don't do any professional sports or anything. Sorry.
But you just told everybody in the chat and everybody that's gonna be watching, don't mess with Nancy because she know karate.
Yeah,
So that's what.
I got so far as a purple belt. So.
Well, purple belt. All right. So look, you got some purple belt going on. All right. Watch
And
out for Nancy out there, y'all.
Back up. So.
I'm sorry, I missed it. Say again. Nancy, what was the last comment you made?
Oh, I said I think I'm going to pick it back because I still practice. You know.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
Well, nothing wrong with that.
Combine it with yoga. So. Yeah.
Very good point. I like that.
So that's my sport. My whole, my other family, not my family here, but they all like football. Everybody likes football. I know there's a goal thing you got to run toward, and you got to try to kick the ball in there and stuff. And I don't know. That's so goofy, but.
It's funny because now I don't know which football you talk about. So it's a soccer one. Because soccer is called football too.
Yeah,
so
European football and American football. Yeah.
No, so nothing wrong with that. So snapback, you got anything?
Well, when I was in high school, we played volleyball, but I've never been a sports person or fan. So I used to complain about going to the PE. I'm about to say this and then I'm going to go. We used to wear these, before they did the t-shirts and the shorts, we had to wear this ugly blue jumpsuit.
Yes.
One piece.
I did too.
Oh, no.
Everybody must have had to wear that outfit.
Oh, it was hard.
Yes, it was awful.
Wait a minute.
Cute in your blue, Nancy, and Auntie, I like your hairpiece, girl. And I'm glad to be on here with you, Echo, and happy birthday again, Mama Jack.
Thank you so much.
So wait a minute now. Y'all all over the country. We talked about in the beginning, but y'all all had the same blue
jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Wow.
It snapped at the shoulders, mind
you.
All my goodness. I used to
Oh.
write a note from home. Nancy cannot attend PE today. I wrote it and signed my mom's name.
Oh, that's great.
And then
So,
they make you clean the locker room.
oh wait, man, if you don't do PE, you got to clean the locker room, or that was
The
just a.
boys' locker room.
Oh wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. So, Auntie, did you have the same jumpsuit?
No, no, no.
Okay, so
We
no,
just
so
had booty shorts and t-shirts.
okay, so y'all had the shorts and t-shirts on the West Coast. So on the West Coast, you had shorts and t-shirts, but on the East Coast area, you had on that jumpsuit. Okay, that's crazy. Oh, that's funny because I would have never guessed. I know we wear uniforms or the head gym uniforms, but you would never guess that it was so
I'm
similar.
having a hard time because I'm hearing one thing and I'm seeing another. So
Yeah, well, the thing is, if you and here's one of the secrets: if you're on whichever one you're watching, don't try to watch the other because it's like 10 seconds delay between the two.
I'm watching you.
Yeah.
So I'm taking my cues from you.
Yeah, it's 10 seconds
what was
delay.
your question again?
No, we were just talking about the difference in having a uniform and not having a uniform.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're trying to watch yourself on anything else other than the device that you're being live on, it's like a 10-second delay.
It's the audio.
It's audio.
Audio
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
repeating itself.
We're working. Okay, yeah. So, and like I said, even with that, I normally turn down my other device to nothing, so I only can hear the one. But it's okay. It's all good. So we're on the Iron Sharpening Iron after show. We got Living My Best Life with at 60 with Echo, Nancy Green, Snapback Trishana, Auntie Mickey's variety show, and my mom, Shearon Jackson, is here with me. And I appreciate and thank you all for being on here with me and hanging with me and having this celebration with me as I celebrate my mom's 70th birthday as she go on into the next milestone, going on to the next level. And so, ladies, y'all heard most of the interview. Is there anything you want to add to or talk to Shearon about or whatever before we close this all out? If you don't have anything, I understand, but if you do, please share at this time. And I'll start with you, Echo, if you have anything.
I just want to say happy birthday. I am so happy that I got to be a part of this tonight. That's just wonderful. And you don't look 70 at all. So you're doing great.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Auntie Mickey.
Happy birthday to you, beautiful. I hope I'm as gorgeous as you when I grow up.
Oh, that's cute. I'm gonna stop commenting because it's talking to you, Jack. So, Snapback, you got anything?
I'm grateful and honored to be a part of this special occasion. And I love all of the love that was poured on you from the flowers, even this interview. Is so when Big Jack I adopted as my big little brother, when he told me that, was to be a special, I'm like, oh, he said that for all of them. And so because it is special to him. So I'm happy that I'm here. And you definitely look gorgeous. And also, I like how you didn't just only talk to your 35-year-old self. You talked to other ones and you gave very, very great inspirational things and techniques that we could do to be able to have a life when we get when they get to our age. I'm like, when we get to, yeah. So I appreciate that.
All right, thank you. And Nancy, you have anything you want to add or no?
Just I'm so glad that I was able to be here and celebrate your birthday with you. Happy birthday. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night and you have many, many more birthdays.
Thank you. I thank you all, and I know when I called you all, and I appreciate you all stepping up and coming on the show and being a part of this with me. I was trying to think, what could I do to help celebrate this day from a virtual side of the world, and then having my mom on as a guest, and then having the family send their little shout outs, but then having you on the panel. And it allowed us to learn a little bit more about the history of growing up and the things that you experienced and all, but then at the same time celebrating my mom. And again, I thank you all for being on here. Jack, is there anything you want to share before we close this show out? Anything you want to say? And we're going to close it out.
I am just so full. I'm just so full. I don't know how to say thank you, son, for this wonderful celebration of my birthday. Echo, I need to change my name to living my best life at 70 because
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
just beginning. But I
That's
want to
right.
thank each and every one of you ladies for being a part of this birthday celebration. I want to thank everybody that was in the chat tonight for joining in and for all of the birthday wishes. And I want to thank each and every person that did a video that showered me with so much love. But I want to thank you, son, for just these wonderful 50s plus years that we've had together. You are my best friend. Okay, I'm your mother, but you are my best friend. Okay, I can come to you and share with you any and everything and don't feel like I'm being judged. And I want to thank my sisters for their part in helping you to put all of this together. And I just want to thank God for allowing me to be here for 70 years. And I'm looking for another 30 before he calls me home. So, because I have a lot more to do. And so this is my sister Nisi. She just feels like she has to be in this video right here. But thank y'all so much. I really, really, you just don't know. It's a memory that will never go away. So just thank you so much for all of the love that I've felt here tonight.
Jack, I thank you. Thank you for those fine and kind words that you shared. So I do know that Echo was on live. So Echo, everyone that was on Echo's channel that came in, we appreciate you. We didn't call everybody out by name because I didn't want to just run up and down the chat. So it's not about that. I know y'all were interacting with your people, and I appreciate that. Auntie Mickey was on there with her live, and she was going live with her people and interacting. Snapback was on live with hers, and she was interacting. And Nancy, we're gonna have to teach you how to go live on yours. So when you don't know, you just don't know. But we'll make sure we teach you. We'll teach you for the next time for sure. So for everyone that's out there, we want to say thank you for being on the Iron Sharpening Iron show and the after show. This has been a true blessing for me to be able to celebrate my mom's 70th birthday, and not only with her but with you as well. So I thank you all, and we're gonna say continue to. We are stronger together. That if each one would just reach one, we can all grow and glow, and that's the whole thing, and that's what it's all about. Let's grow and glow together. So until next time, I'm gonna ask you to stay blessed, peace, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Bye. Love y'all. Thank you.
Bye.